Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Weekly Spark. Things are a little bit different for this spread because I'm starting this in December, and I'm going to do part of this spread today and finish off the spread in next week's video. But that's going to release on Christmas Day, so I'm planning ahead because I'm going to be, doing holiday things, and so a lot of the inspiration for this month is inspired by different holiday traditions and some winter solstice traditions. So I started with this image that you see on the left, and it is printed in black and white on my laser printer. It's from a vintage illustration of Saint Lucia, or Saint Lucia. And in Scandinavia, her feast day is celebrated on December 13th. And I was so fascinated with this as a child because she really does wear a crown of candles. And in the old illustrations, they were real live candles. I thought it was the most magical looking thing ever. And, the traditions have a girl in the family wearing that candle crown and bringing coffee and special saffron breads to the family members. And of course, a quick Google and you could find out a lot more about the traditions there. But I'm starting with her, and I wanted to kind of reference the light, the longest night, the winter solstice. And so in the center of this spread, I drew a candle, and I'm going to make sure to leave that and work on that next week as I do the details on this spread. But I'm playing around with some gouache this time. I don't usually use gouache. It's really just opaque watercolor, and I've had it for the longest time and not used it. So, this is really just a watercolory background. It doesn't seem that different in this application, but I do look forward to experimenting with it more over the next couple of months. So just these kind of nighttime sky colors that are going to be behind St. Lucia. Now, I'll pause while the video runs to say, please feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you like the content, or subscribe to the channel. That would be a lovely boost that the channel could always use. And I appreciate you guys tuning in and your comments. So if you feel so inclined, then give the channel some love. That would be fabulous. Now, I'm not going to talk through the whole video. I will put some music on the end, and of course you can always mute that if that's not to your liking. But I decided that I would do collage as well, and I'm going to keep the collage similar on both sides of the page. Now, the other side of the page that you haven't seen yet, well, it's going to be interesting because my chosen inspiration is the Welsh Mari Lwyd. And it's basically a hobby horse made out of a horse skull. It looks a bit macabre. It's really quirky. But the Mari Lwyd is a wassailing tradition. And so whoever is draped under the sheets and blankets carrying this horse head hobby horse, they go house to house. They sing. They do poetry battles because poetry is such an important part of the Welsh language and Welsh culture. There are drinks given and exchanged, and so it is really interesting and not morbid at all, even though it is a horse skull. So while that is more of a holiday tradition, it's happening around the solstice and around Christmas and around New Year's. So it is not as directly linked to the return of the light as St. Lucia in her candle crown, but I just thought there could be a really fun pairing, balance, and partnership on this spread. So in part 2, when I switch to the right side of the spread, I'm going to go with greens and browns for the Mari Lwyd, and both images are printed out in black and white on my laser printer. Part 2 that I'm going to come back to that I'll publish for next week, I'm going to go into those images with some color, maybe colored pencil, maybe paint. I'm going to paint the candle in the center, of course, but I'm going to leave these images covered with a bit of clear gesso so that they have some tooth. That way they're kind of ready for whatever I want to put on top of them. And it's probably not going to be full color, but maybe just some accents. So for now, I'm going to leave you with this while I finish the left side of the spread for St. Lucia, and then you'll see the fabulousness that is the Mari Lwyd when I start the right side of the spread. So, like I said, please feel free to hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up, all of those YouTube things. And I hope you are having an excellent December, prepping for the holidays no matter what you celebrate. And I look forward to seeing your comments and catching up with you again in future episodes of Weekly Spark. So I'm going to let this play out and enjoy the rest of this week's video.